What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Ready or Not video. In this video we're going to be looking at another development update. This one is going to be covering some impressive additions to Ready or Not that we're going to receive in this month's this month's major update. Those of you that don't know, we will be receiving a major update. If you're curious as to what we're going to be receiving, I'll have a video down in the description for you guys to take a look at, and that'll give you the basis of all the content that we will be getting here in June. Now, moving on to this development update, the first thing we're going to be taking a look at is an updated art design of the 4U gas station. Looks like we're going to be getting a little bit of an overhaul on this map, which I know it hasn't really been touched up on at all since the beginning of the beta launch, and I think it looks pretty cool. I'm excited for that. Moving on, Penthouse is going to get an update. The exterior is going to be updated. As you can see outside the window, we're going to be able to see Los Cienos in the background. I think it looks really cool. Definitely a well-deserved update there for that map. One of my favorite maps to play on, so that's going to help with the immersiveness a little bit there. Moving on from that, getting into the nitty-gritty of what they just released, and I'm excited for this. We're going to be getting a massive armor overhaul and update. Various types of armor for suspects, from soft to ceramic plates. They're going to be integrating the ability to swap between different ammo types on the fly. There will be armor piercing and hollow point bullets. Depending on the ammunition that you utilize, it'll depend on how effective you are at dropping an armored or unarmored threat. Some armor will even completely stop AP rounds like 9x19. However, the armor can break just like how they do with your character armor. So if you get shot at, you see how you lose your armor. It'll be the same way with suspects. Shotgun rounds, buckshot will also act similar. They will be stopped by heavier armor types. So with that addition though, you will be able to use slugs, which I'll talk about a little bit more later. You can also take down enemies now by shooting them in areas unprotected by armor if you're using hollow point bullets. Moving on from that, just getting into a little bit more with the ammo stuff, we'll be getting a new ammo system integration. Shotguns will use buckshot and slugs in the latest update. You can divide your ammo pool between these two types, so buckshot and slugs. The game will track what shells are loaded in the magazine tube and what is loaded in the chamber. The magazine tube works in the last in, first out basis, so the most recently loaded shell will be the one that's going to be fed into the chamber. It also does not discard the buckshot/slug that is still remained in the chamber. Moving on from that, which I'm extremely excited for, all this is really cool. They'll be adding the addition to alternate between different grenade types in-game on the fly. You'll be able to choose in the arsenal menu before a mission to pick between different grenades to utilize in-game, and once you're in-game you'll be able to swap between these different grenades like gas and stinger grenades or gas and flashbangs, etc. I'm not sure if you can do 3 different grenades, like 1 gas, 1 stinger, 2 flash grenades. I don't know if that's gonna work that way. It looks like just from the screenshot you'll only have the ability to do 2 different types of grenades, but I'm not sure on that one. A little bit more with the whole arsenal and equipment. They'll be adding the addition, they'll be integrating equipment and magazine customization. You'll be able to swap out slots in your inventory. So if you want to carry both a door wedge and a lockpick gun, for example, you can swap out a pouch for a grenade or a magazine to make space for that. Ammunition trade-off for the sake of more flexibility if you wish to do so. The last but not least here, we're going to have the ability to cuff down suspects. And I know a lot of you realism people out there, you milsim, police sim, whatever you want to call it, are excited. I'm excited for this because it is realistic. That's what they do in the real world. But we'll have the ability to cuff subjects that are shot and down on the ground. And the way they kind of describe this is, when you shoot a subject, you won't be able to really tell if they're incapacitated or unconscious. It seems like they'll just have the ability to be able to spring back up with another firearm, or the firearm that wasn't restrained or taken away from them, secured, I guess. And they'll be able to take you down, like if you have your back turned or something like that, they'll be able to re-engage you. So you'll have the ability to cuff downed subjects after they've been shot and are incapacitated. The same thing goes for civilians too. So if a civilian gets hit and maybe you're not sure if they're a civilian, you don't know if they're a suspect or civilian, because sometimes you'll have some of those individuals in game that you're not exactly sure, because they do kind of blend in, a few of them, like those construction worker guys, for example, on some maps. Can't really tell if they're civilian or if they're suspects, so if they get dropped or something, you know, it might be for the safety of your team to get them secured and then continue on with the mission. Obviously, I feel like some people may not like this because it might get in the way, because I know some people just like to run in and get through really quickly, but just looking at the animation, doesn't look like it would take too long to get these guys into custody. But as far as I'm concerned, I like it because it helps with the realism, and it's very immersive. So I'm glad they're adding this in. This is attention to detail, if anything. Like, I'm glad they're making this addition. They also say, though, if you do cuff down subjects, it will not increase your score, which I don't see why it would, and it's not mandatory, so you can kind of just go past everybody, but obviously it's not going to be with optimal safety to leave unrestrained subjects. So I don't know if in the future they might make it so that there's some type of animation for you to be able to tell that they're not completely unconscious, or I guess rendered unable to move. I guess in real life you might be able to tell, but even in real life they don't... 9 times out of 10, they don't leave suspects unrestrained either way. So I guess it's kind of redundant if they added that in or not. That's going to be the end of everything that they've touched up on. I'm really excited. Like I said, I don't know when this update is going to come, but all of these changes are going to be incredible, and I'm really impressed with what they're going to be bringing. I hope you guys are excited too. Like I said, that's going to be everything. Thank you guys so much for sticking to the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one.